There it is, my first belt buckle. 106 miles. I never would have thought I'd be holding one of these bad boys, but I did it. I survived. 106 miles, some weather that just didn't help at all. A lot of physical and mental pain. So I made this video to kind of show you what happened the night before, and then some clips during the race, and then of course the finish. So I hope you enjoy. So we should already be up there, right? The RV we were supposed to get, well, that my friend, who I will not name right now, who was supposed to have discovered, it was too big for us to pull in our truck. So now we have no RV. So we are frantically trying to find something to sleep in up there. So in the meantime, eating some nice Del Taco, carb loading, and now we wait.
3 hours later.
Is this what I'm sleeping in? That's what I'm sleeping in. Whew.
You want to start just getting a little cozy in here?
This will be my home away from home. You want to sleep here? Right here. It's after 9 o'clock, but I don't want to get out of the warm truck because my little trailer thingy I'm sleeping in is quite cold. So I'm just going to chillax here until they are ready to go to bed. So they still have more to do on the course. I am going to go ahead and call it because it is after 10 o'clock. And I think I really need to get some sleep. So I'm going to go into my little trailer that they made me and go night-night. So they still had stuff to do. And it is 10:15, so I think I'm just gonna call it in the little trailer. I mean, I guess it's something, right? So I will try to get some sleep, try to stay warm, and at 6 a.m. we will start the 106-mile journey. All right, I had about 2.5, maybe close to 3 hours of sleep. It was very miserable. But it is go time, 5 minutes till the start. Let's do it.
already feeling nauseous for some reason. I didn't have what I usually have to eat. And I don't know. So hopefully the nausea goes away. But I'm about mile 6 right now. So only, 100 to go? It's getting a little cold. I think it's supposed to rain around 5 o'clock. My rain jacket, I left it at mile 9. I mean, this jacket's okay. I mean, I do have my shorts on. I made the decision to leave my pants at that turnaround just because I was getting really overheated when I have them, but now I won't have them through the nighttime until I get back to that turnaround. So I don't know if I'm gonna regret that decision or not. We'll see. It's definitely colder with the wind, and then when you slow down, it's just cold. But when I try to pick up the pace, my ankles and my legs are just cramping so bad. I took ibuprofen back there. I had some in my bag. I was trying not to take any this soon. It's kind of brutal only being less than 30 miles in. So I still gotta make it back to base camp and then change and head back out. But luckily, I'll have a pacer with me. That makes me feel a lot better. Yeah. So I'm gonna go before I fall. It is beginning to sprinkle a little bit. I'm at mile 32. And I mean, yeah, I'm actually, knock on wood, not feeling too bad. Caught back up to that one girl. I've just been keeping my eye on her because she's not too far. Yeah, but it's starting to sprinkle more. I don't think I'm gonna miss the rain. My rain jacket's all the way at aid station number 9. Aid station, the mile 9, which is, I don't even know what mile that is going back. You do the math. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun night. I think it's supposed to rain into the night, actually. All right. I'm on mile 42. I'm going extremely slow. The front of my left ankle is like a stabbing pain with every step I take. It is agonizing. It was an injury that would give me like a dull pain before, and it felt good these past couple weeks, and now it's turned into a sharp pain. And I don't know if I can't tape it or something when I get back to mile 53. I don't know, because it's slow. It's been slow. Yeah. To think I would be like really scared, but I think I'm too tired to be scared. I mean, thanks to the time change, it's a lot darker. It wasn't this dark this time last year, because the race happened right before clocks changed. But I don't know. I think I'm like 8 miles away from base camp. So just keep on trucking. Not gonna lie, this section's pretty creepy at night. I didn't have to do this in the dark last year. I was done with this part fun decorations we set out yesterday. So, this is what happens when you don't change out the batteries from the batteries that were in there last year. My flashlight died. Luckily, I still have the headlamp, and I think, hopefully, I put batteries in my bag back here. So, I mean, I don't think I'm too far from the start finish. Unfortunately, it's not the finish line for me. I've seen a few runners come back through, only one female. The rest were guys. None of them had pacers. So they were brave. It's actually not too bad. It's just very quiet. So just gotta keep your mind busy. Questioning my sanity. So, last night was miserable. The last thing I wanted to do was take out my phone and try to record. It was so dangerous. Around midnight, we got hit with some heavy rain. And it was just freezing, high winds. So that wind mixed in with the rain. I have never been so cold. I'm not sure what the temperature was, but it was awful. And golly, around 3 a.m. it hit again. Started raining again. Even when it stopped raining, the winds lasted. They were enough to like knock me over. My pacer was in front of me. I was literally dozing off as I was walking. That's how bad it was. I have never been that exhausted in my life. It's really hard to run right now. I have pain in the front ankles and in my knee. My knee is a little swollen on the side. So that all last night took a very long time. But we just made it to the turnaround. I left my pacer there. My husband's going to take him back to the finish line. So now it's just me. I got under 27 miles to go. And I'll be done. a lot of people have DNF'd. As far as I know, I think there was one guy behind me. He fell asleep for like 3 hours. So I'm not sure if he's going to stick it through or if he's going to DNF also. I'm exhausted. But I'll be damned if I'm going to be a DNF. I'd rather crawl my way to that finish line than DNF. Because when you set your mind to something, you do not give up. You push as hard as you can. Because when you accomplish one thing, you're going to seek something that's even bigger. And that's where accomplishments come from in life. We push our limits. Final day for the 106 miler. I am drained. I cannot go anymore. But I'm so close. About 15 miles. And that's it. But the cutoff is 5 p.m. And it's already almost 15 till 11. So I gotta go faster than this.
Well, there you go. That race was brutal. It turned out no way like I expected. I had planned for this, amazing 27-hour finish, and I was going to heal up really quick. None of that went as planned. But that's okay, because I think with all the things that went wrong, it just showed me how much I can take and not quit. There was several times where I was ready to quit, such as, the turnaround at mile 53. And then, of course, when the sun rose the next day on Sunday before I went back on my last lap. And then, of course, there was the last aid station going back in about 9 miles roughly from the finish, where I was praying that they had a cutoff, because it was about 1:15 p.m. and I was hoping maybe they had a 1 p.m. cutoff, because I just didn't want to go anymore. I wanted the excuse of I couldn't finish because of the cutoff. But unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, fortunately, that was not the issue. And 9 miles left. How can you quit on that? That was the most miserable 9 miles of my life, the most slowest 9 miles of my life. But it definitely, that's where I fought my demons, and that's where there's something that I will always remember. Being alone out there and fighting through the pain and just telling yourself, one more step. When is this going to be done? There's something that changes inside of you. And the races I have done, it's always been about time. It's always been about the finish line. It's always being about beating other people. And I think what was so amazing about this 100 is that it finally showed me that that's not the case. The case is pushing through and, finding what your true limits are and seeing what is your breaking point. And I didn't want my first 100 to be my breaking point. I have other goals I want to accomplish, and I knew that if I quit, I was never going to let myself live it down. Because I think if I were to DNF, I don't know if I would have went back out there for another 100. That being said, when I finished this 100, I told myself, never again will I do 100. Usually any other race distance, I'll tell myself never again. But, you know, like any of us, you cross that finish line, maybe an hour, maybe a day later, you're like, oh, I'm going to do it again. This one took me about maybe 3 days or so. And then I was like, I told my husband, I need to do it again. I'm not done. I need to fine tweak some things. I see what went wrong, what I can do better, such as nutrition. I fell behind on nutrition. I forgot everything sodium that I had taken with me in my nicely prepped box that I showed, you know, the coming days prior to the race. In the moment, I had just not taken any of that stuff on my bag, and I ended up swelling. That's where some of the swelling came from. I think I had water retention. My fingers, as you can see, my fingers are, you know, long. They're not too chunky, right? They were like little sausages. They were so bad. I was looking at them around the last part where I was probably like 11 miles from the finish, and they were just little sausages. They were so swollen. That's also when I started hallucinating like crazy. It became a game of, is that really there? Which kept me kind of busy, actually, because especially on the last part, I was hoping to pick up the pace because some of it was downhill. Unfortunately, that even made me slower because the downhill was just a stabbing pain through that area in the front of my ankle that was swollen. So it took me a very long time to go back to the finish line. And the last mile or so I thought was going to be, you know, easier because it's like a dirt road and that's to the finish line. And there was all kinds of cows roaming around, and some of them are just like intimidating me and getting ready to charge at me, and I'm over here picking up a stick and be like, oh my god, I'm gonna get mauled by a cow before the finish line. So I mean, it was definitely an adventure, and I can't wait to do it again. I will do it again. My next goal is a backyard ultra. So I definitely want to take on a backyard ultra. I will definitely be doing another 100-mile race. I will definitely be coming back to this one. If you have not done, well, this is the first year that they've done the 100 here at this one, but there is other race distances like the 8-miler. They have the marathon. There's the 53-miler, and then of course now the 100. And then there's also some relays, and I think there might be one other distance. So if you have not heard of it, definitely check it out. I'll drop the link so you can check it out. Deadman Peaks Backbone 100. Awesome swag. The swag is amazing. Belt buckle, you saw it. Hoodie. And then, of course, there's these awesome chairs, too. So great swag, great running community. The course is, you know, not, you wouldn't think it's too technical, but it's enough to get you when you're down. It's desolate. It's a desolate area, but it's beautiful at the same time. So definitely check it out, and I will be there again next year.